This is why you don't buy duct tape from Dollar Tree. Hey y'all, it's me, Cecilia. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here. Wow, my hair is large today. We're here today because I'm going to be doing the Black Booktuber tag. So this tag was created by Reading BLK. I think that's how you say your channel name. But it's pretty much just a tag for Black Booktubers to do in order to talk about Black books. So number one, tell us about yourself. Oh, that's a loaded question, ain't it? My name is Cecilia. I'm 22. I'm in college. I'm currently pursuing environmental science. I can't think of anything else about myself. I like anime, manga, comics, books, the environment. I don't freaking food. I really like food. Number two, who's a Black author that you love that a lot of people don't talk about? So this author's been in my house since childhood, even though I didn't read much as a child, but I'll explain a little bit later. But Sharon Draper, she wrote Blended. She also wrote the Battle of Jericho series, Out of My Mind, the Hazelwood High series, and Ziggy and the Black Dinosaurs. That's the series that I remember. You know, as like a kid, you would have to read specific, like you have to read for like reading time and it would be like tracked. I remember reading, did I read the entire series? I don't remember, but it was like some of the few books that my school had, because it was a very white school, had that featured Black characters, and I remember reading them and it was a fun time, I remember. Number two, favorite book about the Black experience. I'll be surprised. Blended by Sharon Draper. I talked about this in my last video about Black books by Black authors, so I'm not going to talk about that too much here, but pretty much this book was the first book I had ever seen myself in, and I didn't read it until I was 20. I mean, in my defense, I think it came out in 2019, so it pretty much follows our main character, Isabella, and she is 11 years old. Her mom is white and her dad is Black, and her parents are divorced, and she's pretty much just trying to learn more about her identity, like what does it mean to be biracial, and trying to deal with her parents' divorce. So trigger warnings for police brutality, racism. So yeah, but this was a really great book. So if you're mixed, I definitely recommend it, and it's just a good book all around. So you should read it. You know, you should read it. Number three, your favorite book by a Black author. Let me get it, because I didn't talk about this in my last video because it's pretty popular. And I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want to recommend very popular books in that video, because everyone does that in their like Black recommendation videos, but I finally get to talk about it. The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I read this last year on a road trip, and this was fucking phenomenal. This follows the main character, Zia Mena, and she is just, you know, proud Afro-Latino woman, just living her life. She really loves poetry, specifically slam poetry, and that's what she wants to do. That's what she likes to do. But her mom is very religious and doesn't approve, and this book is written in verse, and this book is just, I really need to do a reread soon, because this is such an amazing book. I know it's very popular, but if you have not read it yet, I very much recommend that you do. It is just chef's kiss, perfection, goals, lovely. Recommend a Black and queer book. I'm going to talk about the two books I'm currently in the middle of, because I am in the middle of a lot of books. First one I'm going to talk about is Pet by Weke Mezi. This, first of all, you need to go follow them on Instagram, because they post some of the most amazing stuff ever. I don't know, I just love them as an author. But this book pretty much follows our main character. She's trans, and pretty much in this world there's like no monsters, no bad guys. Everything's pretty much chill. But her mother is an artist, and she drew this weird monster looking thing. Mishap happens and the monster comes to life. And it's, so far, I'm like 100 pages in. It's really freaking good. The other book I'm in the middle of is Felix Ever After by Kayson Calendar. Now this is another Black trans book, but pretty much it follows Felix. He lives in New York, and he's just kind of I wouldn't say vibing, but he's kind of vibing, and pretty much he gets outed out by someone, and Felix decides, I'm gonna get revenge and catfish this person, and feelings develop. Next one is recommend a book with a Black character on the front. So the first one, I'm only recommending one. What am I talking about? I'm gonna be talking about Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. I've heard a lot of other like Jacqueline Woodson books talked about, but not this specific one, and I figured I'd recommend it to y'all. This is a poetry memoir I read in 2018. Is that when I read it? I think so. But it's very good. It really just talks about Jacqueline Woodson's life, specifically more of her childhood and what the things that she went through, her being just a brown girl. I need to read it because I don't remember much about it, but I remember that, well, first, Jacqueline Woodson's writing is just god tier, but also that she's just an amazing person, and this book was amazing. So y'all should pick it up if you want to get more into poetry, or if you just like Jacqueline Woodson's books but haven't read this one yet. This is the place to go. Next one is recommend a book that by a Black author that makes you happy. So this book is by a collection of authors. The editor is not Black, the editor is Asian, but most of the contributors are Black, so I'm gonna count it. It is Total Chaos, The Art and Aesthetics of Hip Hop by Chang. So this is pretty much like an essay collection talking about the history, the artistry that goes into hip hop. I read this in 2016. I actually took a class called The History of Jazz with my favorite professor of all time. This book was really good. I actually didn't know much about the history of hip hop, or what as much that went into hip hop as it did, but reading this book actually was really nice. I really liked all the contributors that talked about it. Some were in the industry, some were just avid lovers of hip hop, and I just thought that it was really good to talk about. This book did come out in 2007. So it doesn't talk about like modern hip hop, but it talks more about the beginnings and up to about the mid 2000s. So if you are really interested in that time period of hip hop, I truly recommend this one. Next one is recommend some Black booktubers. I'm gonna pull out my YouTube and rattle some names off that I enjoy. First, I'm gonna recommend the person who created this tag, Reading Be Okay. I just watched your first video and I'm about to watch more once I'm done filming, but I'm already loving your energy. So yes, I'm gonna recommend Fadwa from World Wonders. It's Word. What am I? Word Wonders. The last video I watched was all the books I want to buy after lockdown. So if you want her, peak amazing. She's an international booktuber. I'm in a group chat with her and a bunch of other Black booktubers, and she's great. I love her and she's amazing. Life as Monet. First of all, makeup skills. I wish, I'm not even wearing makeup in this video, but her makeup skills are freaking next level. I could just sit there and just watch her beat her face, you know? And the last one I'm gonna recommend is Zoe's All Booked. I freaking love Zoe. But we have Zoe, she's amazing. She's just a great person. I don't know how in the world she reads and does booktube and has a baby, a whole ass baby. I don't know how that's possible, because I can't even make a video a week and I have no responsibilities. So she's amazing. And also, if you love the word fuck, you're gonna love her channel. Also, if you love the word fuck, you should follow Noria from Noria Reads. She is also an international, well, Zoe is too, she's from Canada, but Noria is also an international booktuber. She is hosting the Fuckathon in July, and I love her. I love her videos. She's currently she posted sometime on Twitter saying like, I don't know why I keep making these really long recommendation videos, because they're long and no one's gonna watch them. And I literally, every time she posts a recommendations video, I'll have a Goodreads tab open and I'm sitting there like, I'm ready. Like, I'm always sitting there waiting, because I value her recommendations. She reads some amazing books, and I love her. I love her. So yes, those are a bunch of Black booktubers that y'all should follow. You know, I'm also going to leave a playlist down below with a bunch more Black booktubers if you want to go follow them. So yes, that one's always great. Talk about a book by a Black author that's coming out in 2020. I'm going to talk about that's coming out or has already come out. I'm gonna talk about two that I have at the moment right now. We have A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow. I got this in the mail from an anonymous person, so shout out to you. But I'm so excited to read about this book. All I really know about this is that there's black mermaids, and I just would love to be a mermaid. Like, my love of the ocean. Yeah, yes, and this cover is just freaking gorgeous. I plan on picking this up very, very soon. So we're gonna see how this goes. Now, the next one I talked about a little bit ago, but I finally have the physical copy and I'm freaking excited about it. It is the address book, What Street Addresses Reveal About Identity, Race, Wealth, and Power by Deirdre Mask. This is a nonfiction that talks about the history of addresses and how addresses happen, and specifically talks about how the street you live on and etc. really affects kind of your perception, your class. So like, let's say if you live on Martin Luther King Boulevard, they named it that way because a lot of black people live there, etc., you know. And my cousin gave this to me. Shout out to you, Sierra. I don't know if you watch my channel, but shout out to you. But this book, I'm so excited to read it. Another book that is going to come out, I think my most anticipated one that's coming out later, is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. First of all, the cover, bitch. But all I know about the synopsis is that it's our main girl, I think her name's Enchanted or Enchantment, some version of that, but she wakes up with blood on her hands and doesn't know what the fuck happened, but she wakes up and the person next to her is dead. So that's all I know. This sounds very, very interesting. It comes out, I think, September 15th. Correct me if that's been changed, but I'm very, very excited about it. And I think the last question is to tag people. I'm just gonna, if you're black, do it, you know? If you're black, do it. That's all I'm gonna say, you know? So if you're a black booktuber, you should do this tag. But yes, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow all the people that are in my description box, and I'm gonna, yeah. Oh, and today's emoji, I'm going to do, you know what, we'll just do a heart. We're just gonna be nice and we're just gonna put hearts because I don't know, I like the heart emoji. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I will see you in another video. Peace.